You know that feeling, right? When you're just staring at something huge, maybe a project, a task, and it just feels overwhelming.
Oh, absolutely. Completely daunting. We've all been there.
Yeah. So today we're going to try something a bit different with that feeling. Instead of, getting lost in all the tiny details,
Right.
we're going deep into a classic epic for Dowsey's Shahnameh, specifically the Seven Labors of Rostam.
Think of it as getting the highlight reel, but with real substance. We pull out the key moments, the big challenges, the thrilling story.
Without needing weeks to read the whole thing.
Exactly. And this story, it kicks off because King Kavus, well, he gets a bit too full of himself.
A bit. He leads his army right into Mazandaran, this land crawling with demons.
Yeah, not his finest hour. Predictably, he and his men are captured. Blinded, actually.
Blinded and imprisoned by the white demon. Total disaster. So who do they call?
Who else? Rostam, the ultimate hero. Strength, courage, the whole package.
And our goal here, our mission for this deep dive, is to really get into these 7 challenges he faces. What are they?
And what do they tell us? About heroism, about tackling massive obstacles.
Yeah, and hopefully give you that quick, solid understanding you might be looking for. Your shortcut to feeling like you get this epic piece of literature.
Exactly. So let's jump in. Labor number 1.
Okay, first labor. Where does it start?
It starts with Rostam setting out, and crucially, he's with his horse, Rash.
Ah, Rash.
Yeah.
More than just a horse, right?
Oh, definitely. Rash is legendary in his own right. Super loyal, incredibly strong. Anyway, they stop for the night. Rostam falls asleep in this dense patch of reeds.
Okay, seems peaceful enough at first.
Right. But then a huge lion attacks. Rostam's completely out of it, asleep.
Then Rash.
Rash is wide awake, vigilant. He actually fights the lion off himself. Kills it with his hooves.
Wow. So Rostam wakes up to find his horse has already handled the first major threat.
Pretty much. It sets the stage, doesn't it? Shows the kind of dangers lurking, but also highlights this incredible bond, this essential support.
Symbolically, what's going on there? The lion.
Well, it's like raw nature, right? Untamed, primal danger. The first obstacle you hit just by stepping out. And it's overcome not by Rostam's direct action, but by his loyal companion.
It really makes you think about, those first hurdles in anything big we try. How crucial it is to have that support system. Your own Rash, maybe, people, tools, whatever, helps you get past that initial barrier.
Absolutely. Okay, so lion dealt with. What's next?
Labor 2.
Labor 2 throws them into a totally different kind of danger. A desert. Vast, waterless, scorching hot.
Oh, man. From a predator to just the
Bush.
environment trying to kill you.
Exactly. The heat is unbearable. Thirst is agonizing. Both Rostam and Rash are pushed right to the brink, like near death.
That sounds terrifying. Pure desperation. How do they possibly get out of that?
Well, Rostam, in this moment of extreme despair, he prays. He appeals to Ahura Mazda.
The Zoroastrian god.
Right. And seemingly out of nowhere, almost miraculously, a wild ram appears.
A ram?
Yeah. And this ram leads them directly to a hidden spring. Water.
No way. Divine intervention, basically.
It certainly feels like it in the story. They drink, they recover, they can continue the mission.
Phew. That's intense. What's the takeaway there? That struggle against, impossible environmental odds.
I think it speaks to those times when you feel completely stuck, resources gone, facing something insurmountable, and then maybe it's faith, maybe it's resilience, maybe it's just unexpected help arrives. Something you didn't foresee breaks the deadlock.
Yeah, keeping open to possibilities even when things look bleak. Okay, so they survive the desert. Surely things get easier.
Not exactly. Labor 3, dragon.
Dragon, okay, definitely an escalation. Fire breathing.
Oh, yes. A massive, terrifying, fire-breathing dragon. Even Rash, who took on the lion, is visibly scared this time.
I bet. So how does this fight go down? Is it just brute force?
It's interesting. The first time they encounter it, the dragon does something weird. It vanishes, just disappears into thin air.
Whoa. So it's not just about strength, but also vigilance, knowing the threat is still out there.
Exactly. It adds this psychological element. You can't relax.
So the second encounter.
The second time, Rash, despite being scared, bravely charges the dragon first.
Creates an opening.
Precisely. Gives Rostam the chance he needs. He moves in, powerful sword strike, and boom, dragon's head comes off.
Phew. Intense. So the symbolism there, facing down this monstrous, almost demonic force.
Yeah, it often represents those huge, deep-seated fears, right? The things that feel absolutely invincible, like inner demons or massive external challenges.
Things that seem to pop up again even when you think you've dealt with them.
Kind of, yeah. And Rostam's courage, His direct action, even with Raksh's help, is what overcomes it. It's about confronting that darkness head on.
Makes sense. Okay, dragon defeated. What's labor for? A different kind of threat, I imagine.
Very different. He's in a forest, and he hears beautiful singing. He finds this lovely woman.
Sounds nice, but after a vanishing dragon, I'm suspicious.
Rostam is too. He's cautious, he senses something's off. So he invokes the name of God.
Yeah.
Instantly she transforms. The beautiful woman becomes this hideous, ugly sorceress.
Ah, deception. Knew it. What does Rostam do?
No hesitation. Sees the true form, recognizes the danger, and slays her immediately.
So this labor is all about seeing through illusions,
Yeah.
temptations.
Exactly. Overcoming things that look appealing or harmless on the surface but are actually dangerous or manipulative. Trusting your gut, using your wisdom or faith to see the reality.
A really important lesson. Not all threats roar and breathe fire.
Definitely not. Some are much more subtle. Okay, moving on. Labor 5.
What awaits him now?
This time, it's a human opponent. A warrior named Ulad, who's like a guardian for the region of Mazandaran.
Okay, so a straight-up fight. Hero versus skilled warrior.
Yep, a fierce battle. Rostam, being Rostam, wins. He captures Ulad.
And then he cabbages him off.
Well, this is where it gets interesting. Instead of killing him, Rostam makes a deal. He spares Ulad's life. In return, Ulad has to swear loyalty and, more importantly, guide Rostam to where King Kavus is being held.
Ah, smart. So it's not just about fighting, but also about strategy. Diplomacy, even.
Exactly. It shows Rostam's wisdom. He realizes turning this enemy into an ally, getting crucial information, is actually more valuable than just another kill.
That's a different kind of strength, isn't it? Seeing the bigger picture.
Absolutely. Sometimes negotiation and, well, strategic thinking beat brute force. It makes you think about times when maybe understanding an opponent, finding common ground is more effective, right?
Yeah, definitely food for thought. Okay, so now he has a guide. Where does Ulad lead him for Labor 6?
Ulad guides him towards the main demonic forces. Labor 6 is a confrontation with Arzang.
Arzang. Who's he?
A really powerful demon commander, a major figure in the demon army of Mazandaran.
So back to battling supernatural evil. This sounds like a big one.
It is. A brutal duel. Arzang is terrifying, formidable. But Rostam's skills are just unmatched.
And Rostam wins.
He does. He beheads Arzang. And this isn't just winning a fight, it sends shockwaves of fear through all the other demons. They see their commander fall.
Ah, so it's a strategic victory, too. Demoralizes the enemy.
Precisely. It showcases Rostam's sheer martial prowess. He's just this unstoppable champion against these powerful foes, that satisfaction of mastering a skill and overcoming a major opponent.
Okay, Arzang down. That just leaves one labor, the biggest one.
The 7th labor, the climax, the whole reason he came, facing the white demon himself.
The one who blinded the king and his army. Where does this happen?
In a dark, gloomy cave. Very symbolic, right?
The heart of the darkness.
Definitely. And this fight, I'm guessing it's the toughest yet.
Absolutely the toughest. It's described as long, grueling. Even Rostam, the great hero, gets wounded in this battle.
Shows that even the strongest aren't invincible when facing the ultimate evil, huh?
Right. But he digs deep. Perseverance, courage. He keeps fighting.
And he wins. He finally overcomes the white demon, and in a pretty graphic detail, he rips out its liver.
Whoa, why the liver?
Because, according to the story, the white demon's liver has magical properties. Rostam uses it to create a cure.
A cure?
For the blindness. He uses it to restore the sight of King Kavus and all his captured soldiers.
Incredible. So he doesn't just defeat the evil, he actively heals the damage it caused. He frees them.
Exactly. It's the ultimate culmination. Defeating the big bad and rescuing everyone, undoing the harm. It's about sacrifice, perseverance, leading to liberation and healing for the whole community.
Wow, what a journey. So Kavus is freed, sight restored, happily ever after.
Well, not quite. This is where the Shahnameh adds that layer of complexity. Rostam installs a new ruler in Mazandaran, hoping for better leadership.
Okay.
But Kavus, despite everything Rostam did for him, remains pretty ungrateful. Still prone to pride and bad decisions.
Seriously, after all that.
Yep. And it genuinely bothers Rostam. It shows that heroism isn't just about completing the tasks, you know? It's also about dealing with the fallout, the human complexities, the lack of appreciation sometimes.
That makes this story feel much more real, actually. It's not just a simple fairy tale ending.
Not at all. So looking back at all 7 labors, what's the big picture for us?
Well, it's clear they're not just cool monster fights, right?
Definitely not. They're like a master class in overcoming
Right.
different kinds of obstacles.
Yeah, you've got raw nature, environmental hardship,
Deception, temptation, strategic challenges with human opponents.
fierce commanders, and then, like, the ultimate source of the problem.
And Rostam uses different qualities each time. Courage, obviously, but also wisdom, loyalty to his mission despite the king's flaws, faith in moments of despair.
It's a whole toolkit for facing challenges: physical, mental, strategic, spiritual.
Exactly. It really maps onto the kinds of complex problems we all face, even if ours don't usually involve dragons or demons.
Hopefully not. So here's something to maybe chew on after this deep dive. Thinking about all those different challenges. Rostam faced the lion, the desert, the dragon, the sorceress, Ulad, Arthang, the white demon, and all the qualities he showed. Which one do you think was the most crucial for his overall success?
Mm.
Was it the raw courage, the strategic mind, the faith,
Yeah.
the loyalty of Raksh, or his own loyalty?
That's a tough one. They all seem so important at different times.
Right. And maybe thinking about that, which of those qualities might be most helpful for you with the challenges you're facing right now? Just something to consider.